What if I told you that the long-awaited Messiah of the Jews has already come, and that he has fulfilled an astronomical amount of the Messianic prophecies in the Hebrew Bible? Now, what if I also told you that this Messiah is a chicken? Shalom, my friends. My name is Yehuda, and I'm going to tell you about a fascinating discovery made by my friend Moshe Shulman from his own words. My name is Moshe, and I'm a Hasidic Jew who has from my youth learned the words of our holy prophets and has been puzzled by their meaning. Then, on that day before Yom Kippur, I contemplated the solemnity of the day and was made aware of the amazing meaning of God's words. I recognized the fulfillment of 42 messianic prophecies of the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, and they changed my life forever. In the early morning, I went to get my rooster to fulfill the ancient custom. There in the light, I looked into his eyes and saw fulfilled the words, "I am the rooster who has seen affliction." I took him and swung him around my head, as the verse says, and he circled his head. I moved my hands as I swirled him, as it says, "Only against me did he turn his hand." With this, he leapt from my hand and started to run. As it says, "They have run away without seeing good." I cried a short prayer to Hashem, as it says, "My words I say out of the bitterness of my soul." He ran from me, fulfilling the verse, "To me they showed their back and not their face." As he ran, I borrowed a cane from a man near me, so as to catch him with the rounded edge, as the verse says, "And Moshe took the stick." I tried to catch him with the hook, but only the blows of the cane hit his back, as it says, "Afflicted by the rod of his anger." And it also says, "I struck you with the blows of an enemy." He turned to me, and I got him right on the cheek, fulfilling the verse, "I have offered my cheek to the one who strikes me." He ran from me into the dark corner, and I followed after him, as the verse says, "He has led me and driven me into the darkness and not light." I had him there in the corner, as it says, "All her pursuers overtook her in the small place." He stood there, silent, in fulfillment of the words of the prophet. He was persecuted and afflicted, but he did not open his mouth. In that corner, there was nowhere for him to hide from me, as the verse says, "Can a person hide in a concealed place? And I should not see him?" He was now trapped, as the verse says, "He has wailed me in, so I cannot escape." In his eyes, I could see him praying to Hashem silently. My God, why have you forsaken me?" Clearly it was fulfilled in him. The mighty ones of Bashan encircle me. I grabbed him and he started to call out to Hashem, as the verse says, "My God, I call to you by day, and you do not answer, and by night, and there is no respite." But there was no answer, as it says, "Though I would scream out and plead, he shut out my prayer." It was clearly the end. I grabbed him and took my place in the line waiting to give my rooster to the shochet, the ritual slaughterer. He was silent, like a sheep being led to the slaughter, or a ewe to her shears. He did not open his mouth. The shochet took him by the neck, as it says. He grasped me by the neck. With that, he screamed out, "Be not far from me, because distress is near, and there is none to help me." He also said, "Save my soul from the sword." The shochet slaughtered him, fulfilling he was removed from the living land. He let the blood fall on the floor, as it says, "I am poured out like water." I took the dead chicken and gazed at it, as the prophet says, "They have looked upon me, whom they have pierced." I took it to be made kosher. We separated it into pieces, snapping its bones, as the verses say, all my bones became disjointed. He has broken my bones. Then I took him home to cook. My wife removed the skin, as it says. He has worn away my flesh and skin. She placed him in a pot with water, as it says, for the waters have reached unto my soul. She added many spices, as it says, and she gave many spices. She covered up the pot so it could cook, as it says. He has placed me in darkness. The smell of it filled the room, as it says, that the spices may flow out. After that, it was served on the table, and we gazed upon it, as the verse says. I count my bones, and they gaze and look upon me. He was divided among the members of my family, as it says. Therefore, I will divide him among the many. We rejoiced and sang as we ate him, as it says. I have become a thing of laughter for my people. They sing all day long. In him our hearts were joyful. After which we were pleased, after which we were full and praised God, as it says, you shall eat and be satisfied and praise Hashem your God. We truly saw the goodness of God, as it says, you should taste and see that Hashem is good. There were many more messianic prophecies that I could have added that applied to my Messianic Rooster. Many more he will fulfill when he comes back in glory. In all seriousness, the above example is no different than the list claiming 200 or 300 or 400 or over 9,000 prophecies fulfilled by Jesus. They claim the odds against a single person fulfilling them are astronomical. Likewise, their claims that passages like Psalms 22 or Isaiah 53 are about their Messiah and God. Consider this well when you see or hear the claims made by missionaries or just simple Christians who you may meet. If not, the following prophecy may apply. They are people bereft of counsel, and they do not have understanding. So this is by Reb Moshe Shulman, great guy, good friend. He has his own YouTube channel that I would suggest you check out. He does Noahide classes. But really his magnum opus that I think is really relevant is his awesome website called Judaism's Answer, where he has provided amazing counter-missionary resources to refute the top missionaries, including Dr. Michael Brown, and he goes into the extreme detail about really any topic, the main stuff. He's got stuff on like the stuff with Moshe Alshich. A lot of people will, contextually abuse rabbinic literature for that. He talks about midrashim that Christians like to take out of context. And he really goes into detail. And the Driver and Neubauer stuff and their distortions of rabbinic texts, which a lot of missionaries will use. He goes into detail with Daniel 9 in a way that I don't think I really know anybody else who goes into it in as much detail as Reb Moshe Shulman. So definitely check that out. And he talks about Leviticus 17:11 and how Christians distort that. Obviously, Isaiah 53, it talks about the Targum Yonatan and how Christians distort it to say it's only about the Messiah and how that's clearly not true. Moshe Ibn Crispin. This is a word that Christians are obsessed with. If you want to see the articles on how he debunks all the stuff that Christians try to say about, the Messianic application and how it can only refer to the Messiah and whatever, he debunks all of the Christian rhetoric that you have seen, Mashiach ben Yosef, how Christians distort that, Yoma 39, they talk about, the curtain, red versus the white thread. He goes into all of it in extreme detail. He debunks Dr. Michael Brown, Driver Neubauer, the way that Christians abuse that, Dr. Arnold Fruchtenbaum with Jews for Jesus, Rachmiel Friedland, Daniel, actually, I don't know who Daniel Gruber is, or Risto Santala. I do know Dr. David Stern. I think he wrote the Complete Jewish Bible, so he refutes so many different of the, academic, quote-unquote, scholars of, missionary claims. So it's really an amazing resource. I recommend it. I can't recommend his answering. It's called Judaism's Answer, and I cannot recommend this enough. Definitely check out his YouTube stuff. Subscribe to his channel. Get into. He has amazing resources for Noachides, and I'm sure if you want to explore conversion and that sort of thing, I'm sure he can lead you in the right direction. Just anybody who is looking for sources of truth, and you can see his videos are dealing with why Jesus didn't fulfill prophecies, how to interact, because I know Noachides a lot of the time, if you're not familiar with the concept of a Noachide, it's somebody who rejects Jesus, obviously, but accepts the idea of, Torah Judaism, but isn't necessarily wanting to convert. So they would be a Gentile who is not a Jew, who believes in the truth of the Torah and belief of, the authority of, rabbinic Judaism, but they don't want to convert, which is perfectly fine. And he has a community for that, righteous Gentiles. And this is a wonderful source for you to engage in, for having a community surrounding that. So, and like I said, if people have it on their heart to convert to become a Jew, that's wonderful. And I'm sure you can, find the resources within that as well. But this video was really made so that a lot of people, I know a lot of people, have resources for Tovia Singer and Jews for Judaism, which are wonderful resources as well. I just wanted to also emphasize Moshe Shulman's resource. It's been around forever, and it's a really great one. So I hope you guys explore this in detail. If you have any questions, it's great. So definitely check it out. And look, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I think we need to spread this message around, and like, share, and let's spread the message, because a lot of our own people and, people questioning Christianity, they don't know these resources exist. So please spread the message, and have a Freilich and Purim, because that's coming up this weekend on Sunday. And have a Shabbat Shalom, and may Hashem bless you. And I hope this video has been a blessing to you all. Shalom Aleichem.